Bonjour ou bonsoir à toutes et à tous les amis, regardez, le Destiny 2 Showcase va commencer, débuter dans 10 secondes maintenant, ça y est, nous y sommes, avec des annonces quant à l'avenir de cette saga extrêmement populaire, une sorte de Star Wars du jeu vidéo, on part dans d'autres galaxies et on va savourer ça ensemble, merci d'être près de 3000 déjà en simultané. Allez.
Last time we got up here, we got a chance to show you Savathun, the Witch Queen, and her majestic throne world.
La Witch Queen la dernière fois, et l'univers c'était... Ça fait déjà une bonne année, hein. Il s'est passé beaucoup de choses. L'univers est tellement classieux. En vérité, la direction artistique est magnifique, je vais me mettre en un peu plus petit comme ça, vous allez pouvoir savourer encore mieux.
In fact, the last year has been the best year we've ever had in the Destiny community. I hope you can feel it.
Selon la communauté de Destiny, c'est la meilleure période. Voilà. Les gens sont contents. Alors je vous rappelle d'ailleurs que Bungie a été racheté par Sony. Hein. C'est leur première prise de parole depuis ce rachat. Et si je dis ça, c'est que peut-être que ça permettra aussi à Bungie et à Destiny d'aller faire du transmédia, du cross-média, d'arriver peut-être avec un film, une série, on verra. Allez. C'est le début de la fin. Et là, c'est Lightfall. Allez, c'est parti. Merci, on savoure.
When they see this glorious end, they will come for us. To savor the fruitless struggle to its last drop.
Allez, on découvre.
It's who they are. Come and see. Our shape reveal what they do then.
Oh là, j'ai coupé le son, excusez-moi.
Dénué de tout espoir. Révélera
Je vous l'ai mis en français, les amis.
leur vrai visage. Ce n'est qu'avec la fin de toute chose que nous serons libres.
Destiny 2 Eclipse, le 28 février 2023. Voilà, je vous ai mis en français. Ça va nous permettre d'être beaucoup plus au fait, précis, etc. Et ça va vous permettre de suivre ça au mieux. Alors, c'est le point culminant. Dites-moi si au niveau du son tout est bon.
It's gonna be over the top action, adrenaline pumping,
de l'action,
like the
à ne
whole
plus savoir qu'en
time.
faire.
This is really kicking off the conclusion to the Light and Dark saga, where we finally face down this
Cet
foe
ennemi
that
que nous
we've
attendons de rencontrer depuis longtemps. Et là, je pense que les fans vont être au taquet. Mais regardez, la DA de ce perso avec une espèce de fumée qui sort de la tête.
We revealed that enemy, we put a name on it and put a face on it, and that enemy is the
Le
witness.
témoin. Wow.
And the witness is coming with its newly empowered disciple,
Étrange.
Callus is really crash landing with a new and more
Ah, je vous
powerful
disais,
army than ever before.
c'est clairement
They've
une
got
sorte
new powers, they've
d'univers
got new
Star
armor, they've got
Warsisant.
tormentors to join their ranks that are going to be bigger and badder enemies than we've ever faced. Callus is taking that army that he's bringing with him to be the
Par contre, vous
harbinger
trouvez
of the
pas
witness's doom.
que le style visuel a un petit peu évolué. C'est... Alors attention à ce que je vais dire. Un petit peu plus coloré, je dirais, arrondi. Vu avec un peu de recul d'un mec qui... Voilà. J'ai l'impression, hein. Ça s'est un petit peu adouci. C'est un peu moins edgy, c'est un chouïa plus cartoon. Attention, hein, ça devient pas cartoon, mais c'est un petit peu plus.
Hidden city called Neomuna, where an alternate version of humanity has been blooming since the collapse.
Ça, c'est parfait.
Neomuna is the capital city of Neptune. It's a giant metropolis that we were completely unaware existed until now. What's interesting and exciting to me about this place is that it's pristine, it's new. It's not like a lot of the places that we've explored previously in Destiny. Exploring that space is very, very cool.
There's so much new stuff to discover in Neomuna and in Neptune. And also I saw some new characters there. I'm really excited to get to know Cloud Striders and their story.
En tout cas, ce style visuel,
Cloud Striders can be compared to
clairement
Guardians.
ce que je ressens de la bande-annonce là.
Of a civilization that's potentially under threat, but Guardians were chosen. It's their duty to protect humanity. Cloud Striders have chosen to protect their people.
Rappelez-vous qu'à l'annonce initiale de Destiny, c'était vraiment une saga qui devait s'épanouir sur des décennies.
So we've got the newness of that city, the newness of the Cloud Striders that we've never been aware of.
And then, of course, you get a glimpse of this green energy. I wonder what that is.
Strand is the new darkness power that we discover here. Something that's unique about Strand, unlike any of these other powers we've ever had before. When you play through Lightfall, you are discovering this power for the first time. No one in the universe ever in the history of Destiny has used Strand before.
This is the Guardian discovering darkness on their own and learning how to shape it and manipulate it and use it against Callus and his forces and, you know, have fun in the new urban environment of Neomuna. You are really gonna have to prepare yourself for a wild ride.
We just got a glimpse of our new destination, Neomuna, our new foe, Callus and the Shadow Legion, paired with the Witness, and a very brief glimpse at Strand, but that's just barely scratching the surface of what this release has to offer.
Right, like what we've just seen in that trailer is just the tip of the iceberg, and we've got a whole lot more we're excited to show you coming up.
J'espère qu'on va voir peut-être un petit peu de gameplay.
Last year, we wanted to return to our studio's roots and creating some of the best shooter campaigns in the industry.
That's been our legacy since Halo, and we tried to push that front and center in The Witch Queen.
And it's about more than just guns, but creating an adventure in a handcrafted world full of surprises. Then, we added the legendary campaign option. Because great combat needs to challenge you, to test your thumb skill, your tactics, and your build crafting.
And we heard loud and clear that you want more of that. In fact, 2 out of every 3 players that completed the Witch Queen campaign did it on Legendary.
You tested yourself against the Witch Queen and her Lucent Hive and rose to that challenge. And then you let us know it was one of the best shooter experiences that we've ever made.
So with Lightfall, we want to push that even further. We want to give you the best Bungie action experience that we can create with the brand new Lightfall campaign.
Par contre, c'est un peu confusant, je trouve, qu'il y ait 2 noms pour le même jeu, en fait. Parce qu'elle dit Lightfall, c'est Eclipse. Alors, c'est joli, Eclipse, hein. Mais du coup, t'as l'impression que c'est pas vu de l'extérieur, tu joues à Eclipse, moi je joue à Lightfall. Vous voyez ce que je veux dire? C'est un choix. Donc là, on va en apprendre un petit peu plus. Voilà, sur le jeu. Non, mais clairement, l'ADA a changé, hein.
This is a city that we've made, and using Strand to traverse through it and explore it.
Pour les fans de la première heure,
there's some places that once you whip out that grappling hook, ooh, you're gonna be able to
jusqu'à dire que ça s'est Fortniteisé. Mais vous voyez l'idée, quoi.
I wonder if I can grapple to there.
Oui, il y a Star Wars Eclipse aussi, tout à fait. Ça, c'est chez Quantique.
It's not a city that is collapsed. It is a city that has lived through the collapse.
Et est-ce que après ça va changer donc d'air parce qu'a priori là c'est vraiment le moment
planted it right down in part of the city, and it's Cabal-occupied territory. It's a city under siege. You've got this infiltrator vibe at times where you feel like a tactical team going into a skyscraper. You're dealing with Cabal roadblocks and patrols all throughout the city. The Shadow Legion, they provide that like characteristic Cabal brute strength. They're all about like volatility and power, and they've been enhanced now by pyramid technology. They have these suppression devices that can take away some of your super, take away some of your abilities, and then they fight alongside these terrifying new pyramid units called Tormentors.
Les tourmenteurs, on dirait des noms sortis de Stranger Things. Tourmenteurs. Regardez avec
unstoppable
rentrer dans ton cerveau et tout.
They wield scythes. They can attack from a distance. They can bring you in close. They can drain your very life.
Drainer votre énergie,
They are
votre vie.
basically embodiments
Ils
of terror.
incarnent la
It's like
terreur.
a boss character
Déjà, il leur manque
within the battlefield. Your stomach drops. You're like, okay, I'm playing through, I'm having fun, I'm popping heads, doing this thing, and then boom, there it is.
Donc a priori, quand il
all the
débarque,
new stuff going
le
into the
tourmenteur,
game.
ça rigole plus du tout.
Tormentors, Shadow Legion, a cool new environment. These are all a great setting for a new Legendary campaign, and we're still making sure that we go through and we tweak and tune and we balance the encounters to have that right challenging level of difficulty for players.
The Legendary campaign was a huge hit coming out of the Witch Queen. It was the first time we had done that sort of elected difficulty where you could really test your skill and test your power. And so we're going to bring that back for Lightfall.
Of course, you're still going to have that higher reward tier, and we still want to make sure that you get that inside track towards being raid ready.
Everyone back at the studio is so hard at work on Lightfall, putting in the details and making this whole release come alive and continue to surprise and delight players. I am so excited to get this out.
Lightfall is unlike anything players have seen before in Destiny, and it's another step that sends you hurtling to the conclusion of the Light and Dark saga.
La saga de la lumière et des ténèbres. Et ça, c'est la conclusion de tout cela. Voilà, le dernier chapitre. Avant quoi d'autre? Avant une nouvelle saga, une nouvelle ère, parce qu'on se doute bien que Destiny va pas s'arrêter. Ou bien Sony s'est bien fait avoir. Alors, cela dit, rappelez-vous, hein.
Come on. Amazing.
On sait que Bungie travaille sur une autre licence.
And talk about all the new stuff that we just saw.
Strand, like Stasis, is a power from the darkness.
d'autres choses qui
Unlike
arrivent.
our light abilities, which are all about creation, darkness is more about consciousness.
Strand is psychic energy that forms this extra dimension, sort of matrix that connects everything together, connects all living beings and all minds. And you, the Guardian, are sort of gaining the knowledge and gaining the power to peer into this alternate psychic universe and begin to pull at these threads and tug at these wires that are connecting all of these living beings.
When Guardians learn how to use Strand, it's almost like this third eye opens up. It's about peeling back the curtain of reality, taking those connections and then weaving them into new objects.
Yeah, and it's pretty cool to see them come together. Like, it's always been there. And now that we can tap into it, we can use it for our benefit, whether it's through movement or through damage.
Strand has a grappling hook. Since you're seeing into this cosmic web, you are able to grapple at any point because the cosmic web exists everywhere. Even if there's not an object there, it will hook on to that web and pull you forward. It's just taking that idea to the next level.
C'est moi où ça s'apexise un peu aussi. Tu sens qu'il y a, je trouve, mais moi je suis pas un expert Destiny évidemment, mais je trouve qu'il y a un petit aspect, ça c'est un petit peu Fortniteisé, un petit peu apexisé, vous voyez ce que je veux dire? Et le grappin un peu à la Halo Infinite aussi on pourrait dire, un petit mix Apex Fortnite, oui, pour être dans la tendance.
On the design side, we wanted to come up with how each of the classes interpreted this additional psychic dimension, like in their own way, right? So the Warlock, they're the telekinetic master of Strand. So they're going to be able to telepathically reach into the Strand dimension, pull matter out, and weave it into this big barrage of these Strand missiles. Wherever they land, these missiles are actually going to unravel, sort of reweave themselves into a new form.
With the Titan, you're able to weave these claws and do an area of damage around you, spinning and slashing.
The super I think I'm most excited for is the Hunter Rope Dart super. The Hunter does a flip and weaves these strands into this rope dart and is swinging it as they're kind of moving around.
Avec l'espèce de pieu là au bout là, comme ça.
First time I saw that,
super rapide.
even in its kind of like rough state, it just blew my mind.
C'est cool. Ah, c'est très stylé.
We've learned a lot from creating our other
je trouve vachement la dynamique du gameplay de Destiny, qui était vraiment sur les flingues, etc.
We put that all into Strand, and I'm so excited to see where players take it once it's out there in the wild.
Oui, Franck, c'est clairement la chaîne nébulaire. La chaîne nébulaire, ça rappelle tellement de souvenirs.
Destiny is a game that gets even better when you play with your friends. We want to create communities that are welcoming, inclusive, and that let you bring your old friends and make new ones.
Voilà.
And since last year, over 5 million new Guardians have joined our ranks.
Ou des nouveaux.
We believe that there are still millions more of your friends that would love to play Destiny with you. And the things that you want to see us improve in Destiny are also exactly what's going to make it easier to convince your friends to come and check out the game.
Déjà, il faut qu'il y ait une communauté qui
It should be easier to create custom, incredible builds. Easier to find people to play with. Easier to swap from being that boss-melting, storm chaser-wielding, falling star juggernaut right into that ultimate yeehawing, dead man's tail shooting, Titan's rampart crutching sentinel.
And if none of what Joe just said makes sense to you, we want to fix that too. Because it's not about removing the depth that makes Destiny so great. It's instead about allowing everyone to dive deeper with ease.
Oui, parce que c'est clair qu'avec tous les termes qu'on vient d'entendre, quand tu connais pas, tu suffoques un peu. Hein. Tu dis, et puis surtout, tu as l'impression que tu as tellement à rattraper que c'est chaud. Alors, rendre le jeu plus simple.
Changes to how you see what there is to do and what there is to accomplish.
Donc pour accueillir des nouveaux joueurs.
In the year ahead, we're actually making it easier to form groups in Destiny so you can go and do some of the greatest content that Destiny has to offer.
All the teams are working together to build this experience, and so that's what's really exciting.
Ça c'est intelligent en vérité, hein, parce que quand t'es sur un jeu comme ça qui vit depuis des années, voilà, à moins d'avoir un ami avec moi, je sais pas quoi faire. On va leur donner un chemin clair à suivre. Le rang des gardiens sont comme une échelle de connaissances. Et quand tu débarques, tu peux ne rien capter. Hein. Donc peut-être tendre un petit peu plus la main pour rattraper des joueurs qui auraient soit lâché, genre typiquement moi. Pas mal ça.
That is just a whole new dimension of your journey through Destiny that we've never really explored before. When you show up in the tower and you see that person who's at one of the highest ranks, you're going to know that you're looking at a player who's actually really demonstrated mastery of many of the different activities in Destiny.
En gros, être un peu chaperonné par des gens qui ont de l'expérience.
From the perspective of other players. Some of the higher Guardian ranks will actually be asking for you to step up, to actually rise to the occasion and prove to other Guardians that you are a strong player and a strong leader.
C'est très intéressant ce qu'ils font. En tout cas, c'est intelligent.
A lot of people have groups they already play with, but this will really provide people the opportunity to be recognized for helping other people learn the game, but also provide more people to play with.
Les gens qui sont plutôt vertueux dans la communauté, qui aident les autres.
Actually be investing in building a looking for group system in Destiny itself. You'll be able to look for other players. You'll be able to
recherche de gardiens, recherche des squads.
Looking for players.
I'm so excited about being able to form groups in the next coming year because it can be really hard to get through some of the hard content solo, and making it so much easier to find people to play with is just going to make getting into Destiny and doing the awesome content so
C'est Ami qui nous dit la commu aidera, oui, car on y est vraiment bien, je trouve.
This is a player who I can trust to lead me through the new raid. I want to join their group. Or they can say, these are players who are new to the activity. I want to take them for that first raid because that'll be a great experience for them and a valuable experience for me as a leader.
Et les anciens expérimentés.
Together and understand each other better when they've never met before. It's going to make the game so much more social, and
pour que la communauté soit forte dans n'importe quel jeu multi, dans une communauté comme vous qui me suivez, il faut qu'il y ait des règles et que les gens qui sont toxiques, qui sont juste là pour foutre le dawa, soient éliminés et que ça permette aux autres de pouvoir pleinement faire ce qu'ils devraient faire, à savoir s'entraider. Dites-moi au niveau du son si c'est bon, si vous m'entendez bien par rapport au reste de...
than to have other players say, this person's a great teammate, this person's a great leader.
Cette personne est un bon équipier.
It's really a system that's designed to let players show appreciation for each other.
Nickel pour le son. En fait, il faudrait que le micro soit un peu plus proche.
This person, as a good leader, and looking at the Guardian rank system, they have a lot of experience. It's going to be, oh, that's the person I want to help me get through this hard content that I've been struggling with.
Ça, je trouve que c'est vraiment enrichissant et intelligent. Et je crois véritablement qu'il va falloir à l'avenir que la plupart des sociétés qui font du jeu multijoueur et toutes les personnes qui sont responsables quelque part d'une communauté soient très vigilants à ça. Parce qu'on voit qu'il y a beaucoup d'excès. Et donc permettre d'avoir quelque chose de sain, de vertueux, c'est très cool.
And so we're going to take what we did for the fashion game and we're bringing it to the Buildcraft game. There's going to be one screen where you can go to and do your entire loadout for your character. It's going to be amazing.
So you'll be able to save the build that you've put together as a loadout and then switch between those things as you're going from activity to activity.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I feel like with the new release Destiny and the commendation system mixed with Guardian ranks, we're giving players even new aspirations. It isn't going to be just about power level, it won't just be about gear. It's also going to be about that Guardian rank. It's going to be about those commendations. It's all the ways that we're bringing players together.
So today, we're also launching a brand new season of Destiny 2.
Allez, c'est pas fini,
and as we've evolved our seasons
maintenant.
over the years, we've learned a lot. And I think we've been able to deliver some amazing character moments and events for the community.
We're long past the era of content droughts. Instead, there are exciting story and events happening in Destiny almost every week, year-round. And we're not slowing down.
Each season, we want to keep raising the bar for narrative experiences in any live game. We want to keep pushing to create unexpected adventures that'll make every season of Destiny unique. And we want to keep listening and learning from you, the Destiny community, so that we can create the strongest seasons of any live service.
Because the witness is coming. And if we want to survive, we need a crew. We need to enrich our defenses. If you're feeling surly, maybe even loot our enemies.
We may even need to find a captain to join us on our next adventure in the season of plunder.
La saison du butin. Allez, on découvre ça ensemble. Ok.
Régles s'est échappé. Les anciens équipages se sont ralliés sous son commandement.
J'ai entendu parler d'eux. Les... Ah, c'est quoi le mot humain?
Pirates. Nous devrions envoyer l'avant-garde s'occuper de ces bandits.
Bon, on lève l'ancre.
Allez montrer à ces pirates ce qui se passe quand on croise le chemin de l'araignée. J'espère que vous avez des munitions.
Faites sauter ces petites barges. Vous avez la marchandise, gardien. Désolé, je me suis un peu laissé emporter par toutes ces aventures.
La BO est tellement ouf. La saison du butin du 23 août au 6 décembre. 23 août. C'est parti, c'est maintenant. Allez. Captain, j'adore quand on se sert des bruits des armes pour rythmer la musique déjà épique. Je suis totalement d'accord. C'est des petits détails très stylés, quoi. Ouais, bah en tout cas c'était très cool. Cette saison du butin là, piratesque, elle a l'air bien classe. En fait c'est Sea of Thieves dans l'espace.
Season of Plunder kicks off with Aramis being freed from her icy prison. She's collected old, fallen crews of pirates and rogue cabal together in order to hunt down mysterious relics and treasures.
It's time to meet your end.
So Guardians are tasked with stopping Aramis from collecting these relics. And in order to do that, you have to create your own crew of shady dealers and backroom brokers.
Drifter, Mithrax, Ido, and Spider are going to be helping you.
Anchors away. Ready when you are, Captain.
That's the beginning of Season of Plunder. What you're going to be doing is forming a pirate crew of your own. You're going to fill it with different crew members that you can recruit over the course of the season. Drifter is going to toss you the keys to your personal catch. Then you're just going to set out into the stars and do cool pirate stuff.
I'm so excited.
This season, we have multiple brand new activities coming that will really give you a sense of being on a pirate adventure. One of the mainstays of this season is a new 6-player offensive called Catch Crash.
When I saw the concept for the catch with the big mainsails on it, I just said, oh my God, this is gonna be a fun season.
Just like seeing Catch Crash through the different iterations, like fighting on the deck of the ship.
You get to become your own ammunition and launch yourself from a cannon to the other ship, and you are the weapon, so you're gonna go mess them up.
The second big activity we have coming this season is called Expedition. You're going to be guiding a massive drill that's looking for this buried, hidden pirate treasure, and you're going to have to be fending off of all these pirate crews trying to protect their hoards. And then our final new activity coming this season is what we're calling Pirate Hideouts.
We have so many like different little maps that you can piece together fragments of this season, and they lead you to the lair of the Pirate Lord, right? Their hideout.
These are their caves where they're hoarding all of their amazing treasures and their mysterious relics.
These relics are mysterious objects of dark power, and they're all over the system. We don't know exactly what it is they do yet, but if Aramis is trying to collect them, it's nothing good.
Taking the opportunity to line the ARC 3.0 update with the Fallen, it just ended up working out perfectly because you got all the simple ARC weaponry and the ARC shielded captains. It feels right with that release, almost like we planned it.
ARC is a damage type that's about proximity, right? It's about going fast up into your enemy spaces and like deleting them. It's the damage type for people that want to hold W. You don't want to retreat.
Unbridled aggression to the max.
Hunter is really about close-range action, being fluid and dynamic and agile, evasive. So we're going to give Arc Hunter a new super. We call it Gathering Storm, where you summon your Arc Staff, like twirl it above your head, and then launch it out, and then it will embed into the ground or into like bosses or mini-bosses or champions and jolt them. Like a big lightning strike will strike the staff and overcharge it. And while that staff is overcharged, it'll start Tesla coiling little lightning bolts out at nearby enemies. Warlock is kind of this elemental conduit. You are a class that will turn yourself into lightning. You will create things out of lightning. Previously, we had this exotic armor piece called Getaway Artist, where you consume your grenade and it'll make a what we call a sentient arc soul that fires faster and does more damage as a result. So we decided to roll that into base arc soul behavior. Anytime you are amplified, any arc soul you have from any source will become the supercharged version that will fire off just rapid fire bolts.
Titan's about being this unstoppable freight train. It's about this constant movement. So we gave Titans a new movement option, something that we felt like is going to be competitive in this new environment of air dodges and air slams. That's a new ability called Thruster. And it's all in first person. It's all very much in the heat of the moment. You see it happen. Its whole property is like rush down or get away. It's a movement tool to the max. There's going to be this new melee ability called Thunderclap, which is like an amazing thing where he like charges his fist, all super flashy. It's our first ever charge melee, so you hold down the button, and as that cocks back and charges up, you'll end up doing more damage and getting a little bit more range. And speaking of like the whole goal of deleting things, I believe in PvP a full charge is a one-shot kill.
It is, oh yeah.
It's a little skillful to like pull off because you're going to have to really read your opponent here. The whole through line with Arc is like, it really isn't that complicated. It's move fast, hit hard, and stay alive.
What I'm most excited about in Season of Plunder is that this is really a season that has a sense of adventure. Yeah. You're exploring the system, you're looking for pirate treasure, pirate relics. You're seeing the world evolve in a way we haven't done before.
I love that with the activities in the season, like we just leaned really hard into the pirate fantasies. I love that we have your own catch. I love that you're tracking down buried treasure and then going after the pirate leaders in their caves.
The interesting thing about Destiny is we're not just a fantasy game or a sci-fi game, we're kind of a blend of both. We take inspiration when we say pirates, it's old world pirates that you would see traditionally back in the 17 and 1800s. We have like a flintlock pistol, we have an exotic fusion rifle that plays different than fusion rifles you've ever seen before.
It's just like end to end, just really leaning into that spirit of like the pirate adventure. And let's also make it so that new players coming in can actually jump in and get started. The gift of the Thunder Gods is a starter kit. It's a set of armor, it's a Thunderlord exotic weapon.
So jump in, join your friends.
Est-ce que ça vous plaît, les amis? J'étais en train de préparer pour l'émission de juste après, puisque ensuite on enchaîne sur une autre conférence, hein, l'Opening Night Live, avec du Hogwarts Legacy, du Lies of P, du Callisto Protocol, du Sonic, des surprises. Et bah franchement, en tout cas, ce passage dans l'univers pirate pour Destiny, je trouve que ça lui va, ma foi, plutôt bien, non? Ouais, je vois dans le chat que très clairement, ça vous chauffe aussi, hein. Je trouve que pour l'instant, c'est une conf très réussie. C'est rythmé, c'est classieux. Waouh, 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 attendez, waouh, 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 c'est quoi ça? Espèce de méga créature, oh là là. Oh là là. Si vous êtes arachnophobe, fuyez, fuyez, pauvre fou. Le roi. Oh, c'est classe là, comme ça. Là. Le roi reprend son trône. Ah oui, il est pas petit lui. Il est vénère. Destiny 2, la chute du roi. Ok.
Man, it is so awesome seeing King's Fall return to Destiny.
La chute du roi soit de retour dans Destiny.
Was the first thing I got to work on at Bungie. And I'm thrilled that a whole new generation of Guardians will get to experience this.
Le roi des corrompus remis au goût du jour. Ok. Donc c'est une sorte de. De quoi de... Comment ça s'appelle de reboot ou de remake de leur propre contenu en quelques années. Ah, une dernière chose.
Destiny is coming to the Epic Game Store.
Ça arrive sur l'Epic Game Store. Ok.
Epic has been an absolutely fabulous partner to work with. They love
oh bah ils sont
Destiny.
Partout. Hein.
And we are just huge fans of what they've been doing in the social game space. When we first started working with Epic, we sat down and talked about the
et si c'était pour ça que le jeu se Fortniteisait un peu.
They shared stories about playing the Vault of Glass and how much they enjoy the social experiences in Destiny. And I got to talk about the summer of Fortnite Chapter 1, Season 5, when my whole family was laser-focused, taking turns in the island to unlock Drift.
In addition to launching all of Destiny 2 on the Epic Game Store today, for the next week, if you download the game on Epic,
le jeu sur Epic la semaine prochaine, vous obtiendrez aussi le pack 30e anniversaire
for free.
Gratuitement.
If you haven't heard of Galahorn yet, or you haven't played the Grasp Dungeon, come to the Epic Game Store and you can jump in for free.
We want to welcome all these new Guardians with a celebration.
Alors, une petite célébration
one that stretches a little
spéciale
than the last city.
La dernière cité. Ah oui. Allez, let's go. On regarde ça. Ah oui, alors attendez 2 secondes. C'est le méga mix là entre Fortnite, Fall Guy et donc Destiny. Voilà. Bon bah le 23 août, donc aujourd'hui, hein. Aujourd'hui, ça débarque dans Fortnite. Hein. Fall Guy, ce sera le 17 septembre. Donc, ça se répand dans tous les sens. Mais de toute manière, ne cherchez pas. Hein. Autant les métaverses, pour l'instant, c'est bidon. Autant le vrai premier métaverse, vous l'avez sous les yeux, c'est Fortnite. Hein, qui rassemble toutes les communautés de Star Wars à Dragon Ball, à Kratos, donc God of War, donc l'univers PlayStation, mais aussi le Master Chief, Xbox, Destiny.
This journey, years in the making, is coming to an end. Since we started charting our own course, we've been building this story. Across 5 years of expansion,
5 années d'extension.
Since the first pyramid ship emerged in Shadowkeep, and we first spoke to the darkness. Then, across Beyond Light,
au-delà de la lumière,
the Witch Queen, and coming up
la reine
in
sorcière,
Lightfall and the final
et donc
shape,
Eclipse et
we're
la forme
building
finale.
towards a climactic collision between the powers of light and dark.
We've also been working on the Destiny engine behind the scenes.
Ah, le
preparing
moteur.
our technology and our game to last for
oui,
many,
parce que on voit qu'il commence à accuser un petit peu le poids des années.
Destiny 2 is not going anywhere, and neither are your expansions. We want this story, since we first communed with the darkness on the moon, to be fully playable.
Nous voulons que cette histoire soit entièrement jouable du début jusqu'à la fin et nous sommes ravis de vous annoncer que nous n'avons pas l'intention de retirer d'autres extensions. Plus aucune extension retirée du jeu.
We want the Destiny universe to grow.
Voilà.
And we're going to continue to do everything that we can behind the scenes to keep
faire
that
notre possible en coulisses pour que le moteur du jeu tienne la route. Oui, parce que c'était devenu trop grand.
But enough about the distant future. Let's talk about today. The best day all year to jump into Destiny.
Yes. Because if you're looking to catch up, right
Toutes
now,
les extensions
all expansions
sont gratuites.
are free to play for this
Offre à
entire
durée limitée.
On every platform,
sur toutes les plateformes pour tout le monde.
Right now, Season of Plunder is live. And the helm's got a set of supercharged art.
Alors attendez, durée limitée c'est quoi? C'est 24 heures? On sait pas. Mais là, toutes les extensions gratos quand même. Ça c'est fort. Ça c'est fort.
And you can get the 30th anniversary pack as your welcome gift.
And if you liked what you saw about the future,
notre vision
right
de
now, pre-orders for Lightfall are live on all platforms.
Ça c'est fort quand même. Grosse annonce.
Gets the exotic auto rifle Quicksilver Storm today.
Today is a perfect day to play Destiny.
So we'll see you in game.
Peut-être, on verra ça. Mais en tout cas, oui, très clairement. Si ce que vous avez vu, ça vous a chauffé un petit peu, j'ai envie de dire oui. Et que vous y jouez pas ou que vous y jouez plus, c'est le moment d'embarquer, hein, parce que là, il y a toutes les extensions gratuites. Si vous les aviez pas faites, bah, vous allez les avoir. L'occasion d'embarquer sur un voyage qui a l'air quand même très séduisant. Hein. Et ce sera disponible pendant une semaine. Allez. On fait le finish. Allez, le grand récap final. Allez, il est de retour. C'est ton destin. Bah, c'était très rempli, hein. Très garni, ma foi. Beaucoup de choses. On a vu énormément d'éléments.
Laissez-les venir à nous.
Laissez-les venir à nous. Voilà. Bon. Bah, vous me direz un petit peu là dans le chat et dans les commentaires de la vidéo, est-ce que vous avez envie d'embarquer ou pas, ça vous a plu, ça vous a pas plu, etc. Je pense que c'est le moment de me le dire. Voilà, maintenant, tout de suite, parce que je crois, j'en suis même à peu près certain, que c'est fini. Voilà. Donc, eh bien, à vous de jouer maintenant. Merci en tout cas d'avoir été aussi nombreux hein, à suivre cette émission, ce live, cette conférence. N'oubliez pas que dans quelques instants, on va se retrouver. On va se retrouver où? Bah pas bien loin, en vérité. Sur la chaîne. Regardez. Tac, et je remets ma petite musique du coup. Ici même. Là. Tout est prêt. Si j'appuie là, c'est encore mieux. Le live Destiny 2 qui va s'achever. Et qui va commencer. Le live Gamescom Opening Night Live, conférence en direct avec du Hogwarts Legacy, du Callisto Protocol, du Lies of P, du Sonic et consorts. Donc vous pouvez d'ores et déjà commencer à aller vous rendre là-bas, vous serez bien accueillis, on se lancera et vous allez voir, ça va être trop bien, avec j'espère un show de qualité pendant 2 heures. Voilà, en tout cas, merci d'avoir été à mes côtés pendant cette émission. Dans les commentaires, là, sous la vidéo, vous me direz si ça vous a plu ou pas, si vous êtes tenté pour relancer Destiny ou peut-être le découvrir ou le continuer. Bah, c'est à vous de voir. Merci à toutes celles et tous ceux qui se sont abonnés hein, pendant l'émission. Vous avez été très nombreux à le faire. Merci beaucoup. Bah... c'est à vous de jouer. Le petit pouce vers le haut si ça vous a plu. N'hésitez pas, c'est par là, je me pousse un peu à vous abonner. Il y a d'autres émissions dans le catalogue. À tout de suite, de l'autre côté pour un autre live. C'est la Gamescom, ça commence. Et pour l'instant, c'est bien parti. Alors à très vite. Ciao.